What's up, everyone out there in YouTube land? This is Perry Lovewhistle, and I have some downtime for the next week, and I don't have any of my recording gear except OBS Studio, which means all I can record is video games. And if I'm going to record video games, I've decided to start recording a Let's Play in Everquest Project 1999. For those of you who are unaware, a group of old-school Everquest fans have been recreating Everquest as it was at launch over 20 years ago. And they've recently, and by recently I mean last October of 2019, released the final product of Project 1999, and they're going to be going through the progression of the first 3 expansions. If you don't know what Everquest is, don't worry about it. And probably stop watching this video, because if you don't know what Everquest is, then there's no reason you should be interested in this at all. If you are interested and want to set up a Project 1999 account, leave a comment below and I'll make a video explaining how to do that. But I'm just going to assume that everyone still watching already knows Everquest, and I'm going to continue. This is the green server. I only have 2 characters on it. A Dark Elf Shadow Knight and a High Elf Paladin. They're both very low level, but since this is technically a Let's Play, I'm going to start a whole new character. I am personally partial to a Wood Elf Ranger, and the main reason for that is when this game first launched, I was in high school, and I, like most people my age and with my interests, was really into Lord of the Rings, and the Wood Elf Ranger is effectively Legolas. It was very popular back in the day, but it is now the least played class on Project 1999, because everyone is a min-maxer now and nobody wants to actually play characters that they enjoy. I do want to play a character that I enjoy, so I'm going to make my Wood Elf Ranger. I'm going to name him Zainer, worship the Mother of All, and start in Kelithin. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is rearrange all of your Ooh. Somebody just gave me a free Spirit of Wolf. That'll be very useful. Oh, that's a good one too. See if I still remember how to get to the Rangers Guild. You'll notice, for those of you who aren't familiar with Everquest, there is no mini-map. I don't have any tool tips, anything like that. I do start out with a quest, and the only way I know I have it is because I have this parchment in my notes. Hail, young woodsman! If you wish to learn the ways of the Ranger, then join Faydark's champions. Give this note to Master Ranger Mason Trueshot, and he will train you well. I don't get some automatic journal. I don't even have directions to Faydark's champions. I just know it because I've been playing this game since 1999, specifically as a Wood Elf. Yay, I have a little tunic now. And a little bit of experience. You'll notice the first thing that I did was I hit track. It's a skill that Rangers get at level 1. And before too long, I'll be able to instantly find anything in the zone, in any zone that I'm in. So when you start out in Everquest, obviously you're level 1, but there are no creatures that are below level 1. So your first fight is very likely going to end with you dying. Do not get close to that guard. Oh. Dang it. Okay, got kill stealed by the guard. It's alright. There's not much else to say about level 1, so when I make it to level 2, I'll give you all an update. I am now getting sort of near the end of this level. Just hope to actually record the triumphant ding into level 2. I also picked up, someone was just leaving on a corpse to rot, this orc hatchet, which is actually a quest item. It's not really... The reason why people leave them to rot is because it's not a quest a lot of people really care to do. It doesn't have a great reward, but I like doing all of the little quests, which, again, there's no quest journal or anything like that to keep track of it. You've just got to use the wiki and just sort of figure it out on your own. Also, of note, being a wood elf means that I have what's pretty unique, I guess, on this area of the world, is that I have a town with merchants, the same place that I have monsters to kill. I don't have to go through a zone, which these days the zone takes, 8 seconds, but back in 1999 when this game came out, the zone was actually pretty taxing on computers, and it would take a long time to zone. So a lot of people back then chose wood elves for that reason. There are other newbie zones that have merchants in them, but none also have a bank, which is the other really big important thing, because you have 8 inventory slots when you start out the game. You got to find bags if you want to expand that. And I'm trying to figure out what I want my last kill in level 1 to be. I think I want it to be this wolf. Just because there is a chance that he'll drop a pelt that I can try and turn into armor. And ding, level 2. Just go ahead and eat that meat. And since I've still got Spirit of Wolf on, which means I'm running way faster than normal, which that should tell you something about this game, I am going to begin my run from the Wood Elf City to the High Elf City, because I happen to know a pretty short just delivery quest for my friends in the Bards Guild that should get us through level 2 pretty quickly. The High Elf City of Felwith. I think this is also an important thing. For people who haven't played EverQuest, this is how you get quests in EverQuest. Press H while targeting an NPC, and he just talks to me. Huh. Delivering some mail. What mail? The League of Antonic and Bards is a courier system made up of travelers and adventurers. Oh my goodness, I'm a traveler and adventurer. And then I tell him that I will deliver his mail. And that's it. And I'm probably going to be running this mail back and forth for, I don't know, maybe an hour. So, in the words of Joe Hills, time skip. All right, after a few short minutes of running through the woods, during the rain, which I don't know how much longer this rain is going to last, or if this guy knows that you've got to press the button to get the lift to come down. I have made my triumphant return to my home. Where I will deliver the mail to the Bards Guild. The Song Weavers. I think I need to return it to Jacob Web Dancer. Ooh, 11 gold. I need to see if I can get a fletching kit and a bow, because I'm a ranger. But the Bards Guilds are not only the place where you turn in mail, but they also usually have somebody willing to send you on a quest to deliver mail too. In this case, it's Idia. And she is sending mail to Freeport, which is very far away. I have no interest in going to Freeport until probably level 8 or 9. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But in the meantime, I need to see if I can afford a fletching kit. Which I think... is over here. Because fletching kits will not only act as a container, but also allow me to fletch. There we go, fletching kit. 1 platinum, 4 silver. I can afford that. Okay. Now I need to find out what the absolute cheapest bow is. He's not even selling a bow. I could always try and make my first bow. I mean, I did that in real life, right? So might as well see if I can do it in EverQuest. So I've got to get online and check the wiki. So I'll be back once I've figured out where I can buy bow making stuff from, because there's a lot of arrow making stuff here, but no bow making stuff. I found the fletching shop, which you would think would be closer to the Rangers Guild, especially since it's named after the Ranger Guildmaster. I'm sure there's some lore explaining that, but it is up here. I think up this way. There we go. True shot bows, just as my Spirit of Wolf wears off. So let's see here. You don't sell bow making stuff. Did I come all this way for nothing? What about you, Merchant Silness? Ah, there we go. Ashwood bow staff. Darkwood bowstaff. Elm bowstaff. Hickory is only 2 gold. Okay, so I think I'm gonna buy one of these. Ooh. One of these. And that is all of the attempts I can afford. We're gonna see. Nope. Okay, so it costs me 2 gold to come up here and try and make a bow. Let's see if I can. So in my travels, I managed to randomly come across, first of all, a higher level player that put Skin Like Rock on me, and a higher level skin, or Spirit of Wolf, but also a decaying skeleton who is carrying a sword, which is stronger and slower than what I've got. So the great thing about Everquest is if a creature has a weapon, you can see it on them. It's not randomly generated in their loot table when they die. It's generated when they're created and they have that weapon, which makes them desirable to kill. But it also makes them harder to kill because, as you can see, he was hitting me. He hit me every single time for 2-3-2, which would have been scary had I not been buffed by a higher level player. So I got my first real weapon, my first looted piece of armor, which unfortunately is cloth, but it also plays a little bit into how armor works in Everquest, because instead of just being based on your level like it is in WoW, like you're level 5, if you're a cloth wearing class, you're level 5 armor costs the same as the level 5 plate class armor. And he doesn't want that. I'm gonna save it though, just for fun. I'm gonna go put it in the bank. The cloth armor is actually significantly cheaper. So the chain and plate wearing classes, I happen to be a chain wearing class, start out wearing cloth when they can find it. And it's actually pretty easy to make your own leather. So most leather and up classes will progress really quickly to leather. But then chain and plate take a while to come across. So I'll be holding out for a while wearing probably just leather unless I come across somebody who is really generous and drops some nice armor on me before I get to level 10. But that's it. I got my first weapon, my first piece of armor. And I will put the recording on again once the next interesting thing happens. Oh, look. There's somebody killing the guards in the newbie zone. Let's get some F's in the chat. Also, the game is kind of overrun with min-maxers and alts right now, which for a soloable class like a ranger is actually a good thing, because it means that my poor character can just pick up the trash that's left behind by these other characters who are just trying to hurry through the low levels. Because every couple of silver is really useful to me. I get back up to 5 gold. Oh, dang it, I made a wrong turn. Oh, look, the wizard spires, everybody. Relics of the Combine Empire. We'll talk more about those later. What was I talking about? Yeah, every 5 gold gives me the opportunity to get a backpack, which is 8 more inventory slots, which I desperately need, because my poor little fletching kit's only going to do so much for me. Look, a fairy. We are in the magical land of Faydark. I'll take a screenshot of this later. So there's fairies around. Ooh. This orc pawn isn't even con to me right now, but I am well buffed, so I might actually survive it. It's a troll duel in Faydark. And there we go. My first real humanoid kill. You can see it has affected my faction standing with a whole bunch of different guilds. Namely, pretty much all the guilds of the Wood Elf City. They all like me a little bit more, and well, he's running back and forth too. I wonder if he's doing the exact same thing I'm doing. All the Wood Elves like me a little bit more, and the Orcs like me a little bit less. Etc., etc. Alright, I've gotten lucky and actually made myself a bow. Now I feel like a real ranger. Here we are, about to make the mighty 3rd level. I don't know if it's going to be with this wolf, but we are close one way or another. Without kind, higher level players, I have been reduced to fighting things that are actually within my capabilities, so it's been a bit slower, but I have tailored myself a couple of pieces of armor, which will be important, because once I get to level 3, we're going to be running back to the High Elf City, but now it's going to be to turn in a couple of quests and just to generally get out of this overpopulated newbie area. Excellent. Well, that's level 3. Got a couple more quests to turn in, see what sorts of cool stuff I get, and then Then we'll go back out there and pose a much more formidable threat to those orcs. As I go to turn in one of these quests, it's important to note that the intelligence casters guilds in Felwith have this really nice little hub system. They're all connected to this building right here. They are actually in buildings off to the side. Keep in mind, what I'm about to show you was amazing in 1999. Come up here. Okay, that's the enchanter. I think that's the magician, which means that's the wizard, and that's where I'm headed. Teleports me over here. Whoa. And then we've got somebody out there training their swimming skill. I can perform a task. Oh wait, I gotta take... I could swim back, but that wouldn't be the high elven thing to do. I should take this teleporting pad. Shoomp. It's amazing, there's not even sound effects, it just repositions you. Oh, that's how you get around the high elf city with teleporters. Ooh, that skeleton was carrying some alcohol. Ah, yes. The dumbing effects of ale. Such a realistic simulator. But this pawn... Right. Oh, look, more alcohol. All right, we'll see how much experience this quest gives at level 4. So if it's not much, then we're probably done running back and forth between the High Elf City. Nope, that was a bunch. Yeah, it looks like we're still running back and forth. It occurred to me over the course of the evening that this is probably a much better camera angle to watch somebody play a video game in. The camera naturally makes gradual movements. But if I want to, I can get nice up-close shots. While in motion. I don't know. What do you think? Leave your comments down below. Would you like a third person, more like a standard World of Warcraft camera angle? Or do you like this zoom around that automatically follows camera angle? Yes! See, most of the time people just leave these hatchets to rot or sell them because they weigh 10 and they only do a damage of 2. They're pretty worthless as weapons. But if you get 2 of them, if you're willing to lug around 20 stones of useless hatchet, Take him to the Ranger Guild Hall. Talk to my boy Dill Fireshine here about the blue meanies. He will reward me for every 2 hatchets. There's 2 hatchets. And he gave me a rusty spear. And a good chunk of experience, too. Might have just come across a little bit of a newbie jackpot. Skeleton with a staff. Yep, because it is a cracked staff, which is, for some reason, it's something that drops off of level 1 creatures, and it is always the go-to for money making. If you can find one, they usually sell for, I think, a platinum and a half? I don't know, we'll check back in once I get to a merchant. But... okay, 1 platinum, 1 gold. Not bad. Oh, look, he's selling an orc hatchet. Also, on the topic of the little quest that a lot of people ignore, there's a quest in the Soldiers of Tunair, the Druids Guild, that I think is kind of interesting. So, there are 5 one-handed swords types in Everquest. Bastard Sword, Long Sword, Broadsword, Short Sword, and Scimitar. And the Scimitar is the only one of the 5 that the Druid can use. So the Druids Guild has a quest where if you bring the other 4, there's a chance of getting the Scimitar as a reward. There's also a chance of getting a pretty worthless staff, but I'm willing to take that risk. I am risking my main weapon for this. And it is also probably going to level me up. So, cross your fingers. And a staff. And I didn't level up. Heartwood Master, I think it's safe to say that I'm disappointed in you. And that's what it looks like when somebody is invisible and lit up with a glowstone, running through the Faydark. And there's level 5. Well, do one more lap. See what kind of experience the Bard turn-in looks like on level 5. And then move on to bigger and better things. Alright, heading back to the Rangers Guild after reaching level 5. Important moment because I now get the ability to kick my enemies. I'll put that down here instead of taunt because kick will actually be useful to me as a ranger. In an afternoon, I managed to get my ranger fully equipped. Hey, look, I look a whole lot like Mason, don't I? Got myself a bow, got up to level 5 so I can actually kick. And by the way, the Bard turn-in still gives half a bubble. So I think instead of doing the normal level 5 thing and trying to cram myself into an Orc Hill group, when I get back on, I'm going to keep doing Bard quests because it's given me good money and decent experience. So that's it for episode 1. And if you guys want to see more of this or want me to see me roll out a different character, or you just don't want to see any more EverQuest, leave a comment.